Have you ever had or experienced any gallbladder related illness or any gallbladder related issue? Well, today I have a story to share. I know this channel is about cooking, baking, all of that stuff, but it's okay to share things that we've been through. It's okay to share experiences, to share, life stories. So today I'm going to share a story about my gallstone story. It is my gallstone story. So I want to share it so that if anyone out there is going through this, if anyone out there is going through is having the symptoms, if someone out there is having the symptoms that I'm going to tell you that I had, maybe you can go to the hospital and get the necessary medical advice that you need so that it does not get to that extreme point. Because a lot of people, actually many people have gallstones, but it is not symptomatic, as in you have it but it is not giving you any symptoms at all. You have gallstones but you're not in pain, you're not vomiting, you're not, as in you just don't have symptoms. So that is just okay. That one you don't have to have any medical measures taken, okay? But let me share my story and then you can tell me if you relate. If you're going through something like that, then we can just talk. I can tell you exactly what I was doing before the treatment happened. So let's just dive into the story, okay? Let's dive into the story. So this was back in 2022, around October, end of October 2022. I was about 3 weeks postpartum, and one night, stabbing pain, something just woke me up. This pain woke me up. It was unbearable. I could not sleep. I could not stand straight as well. I had to bend. And this was the first time I was having this pain. It is not something I had felt before. Okay. So this pain woke me up, and it was not subsiding, it was not going away, and it was like that for about 30 minutes. This is the first day, okay? This is the first day I'm getting this symptom. So it was a lot of pain, and where this pain was coming, it is under my rib cage, on the right side, of my ribs, okay? Under my rib cage. It was very painful. It was, oh god, I don't know how to explain the pain, but it was very, very painful. You see, like the way a mom cannot describe the labor pains, because most of us, we forget after. We forget the You don't forget that you went through it, but you forget the intensity of that pain. That is it. I cannot really explain how the pain felt, but it was excruciating pain, okay? So I felt that pain for about 30 minutes. Then after 30 minutes, I kind of felt like throwing up. So I went to the washroom and threw up. After throwing up, I felt better. I was even able to sleep. And like the human being that I am, like the new mom that I was, I had to go to Google, because as a new mom, there's a lot of things that we check on Google about our babies. My baby is not pooping well. You're going to Google. Before you even go to the doctor, you're going to Google. So I went to Google, and Google told me that whatever I was going through was an indigestion problem. So I went to sleep knowing that the food I was eating was not digesting well, and this is what was happening. Every time I could eat something that was fried, let's say like fried fish, like fried French fries or chips, that is what we call them here in Kenya, we call them chips. Anything that was fried or anything that had a lot of fat, I could feel this pain. This pain would just come if I had something like that. So that night I had fish. I love fish. So I had eaten fried fish. And when when you're having this pain, or let's say when you're having these gallstone issues, when you eat, you burp. Okay, you burp, and when you burp a lot. Let me just say that you burp a lot, and mostly when you burp, the smell or the taste that comes to your mouth after that burp is the taste of the food that you just ate. It feels like the food is still in your mouth. That is how it's going to be feeling. Okay. Yeah. So I threw up that night and I went back to sleep. This is October. Okay. So at some point between October and April 2023, I went to the hospital again because I was going to the hospital a lot of times. I was going to the hospital a lot of times. So this time I went to the hospital and one doctor told me that I needed to do an endoscopy. That's the one that they put that camera in your mouth, tell you to swallow it, and then they check your tummy. Okay. Yeah. So the doctor told me to do an endoscopy to check my tummy. So we went to the hospital. We booked the appointment, went to the hospital, and did the endoscopy.
Baby is here. The baby is asleep. Okay. I want to give him something to eat. Okay? Okay.
And it turned out that there was nothing. So now we came back to the house without knowing what was really going on. And I tell you, all of this time I'm being treated for hyperacidity. So I was misdiagnosed a lot of times. Okay, I was misdiagnosed a lot, and I suffered I suffered a lot because of misdiagnosis, because there was no one who was thinking of telling me to do an ultrasound. Okay. So I kept taking hyperacidity medication. I kept taking these Gallstones and whatnot. All of these hyperacidity medications, I took them a lot. So after the endoscopy, it turned out there was nothing. So again, we came back home with another set of hyperacidity medication because I was still in pain. The fact that they found there was nothing in my tummy did not stop the pain. I was still in pain. Okay. So I came back with another set of medication for something that I was not even suffering from. And the reason as to why I was thinking it was hyperacidity is because I had ulcers way before when I was younger. So when they told me it's hyperacidity, I was like, yeah, it might be that because I had this. Okay. So it was like that up until around May. I started throwing up bile. I was puking green, I was puking bile. That is what me I had understand. And I was taken to the hospital. On getting to the hospital, they started me on pain medication that like they always did even prior to this incident, this attack. Okay. So you could not tell when these attacks will come. Okay. So I could go for a week without any incident. I could go for 2 weeks without any incident. At some point I even went a month without any attack. So I actually thought it had cleared itself, because you can't tell when the attack is going to come. Okay. So when this one came, I went to the hospital as usual, and I was put on painkiller medication. They usually use to put the drips. Okay. So I was put on painkiller medication, and they did the first dose. The pain was not subsiding. It was not even reducing. They went and did a second dose of painkiller. a stronger one now. Still, the pain was not going. And now they did the third one, the strongest they could use at that point, and the pain still did not go. So I was asking for a fourth one, and they told me, okay, it is not possible, we cannot give you another one, we cannot give you another dose of pain medication. It's either no, it's not even, it's either we cannot give you another dose of pain medication, we just have to admit you and you can be started on the drip. No, the drip was going to be the fluid. I don't know if it's water. I don't know if it's water they put, but I was supposed to go be admitted, and they start me on the drip. But before that, a doctor came. The doctor that was attending to me came, because the hospital I was at, it is a smaller branch of where I was about to go and be admitted to. So this branch did not have inpatient. So I was just in like a small procedure room that the hospital has. That is where every time I was going to the hospital, that is where I was going to lie down as they administer the pain medication. So this doctor came, and she asked me, she told me, I've given you the strongest painkiller that I can right now, and it seems that your pain is not going away. So she asked, how long have you been going through this? I told her it had been like 6 months at this point. It had been like 6 months. This is May. So and then she asked me, have you ever had an ultrasound just to check what might be happening to your tummy? I told her no, because every doctor was saying it's hyperacidity, so no one was giving me the option of ultrasound or what is it called, scans, to check what was wrong with the tummy. But she told me, okay, let us do an ultrasound, maybe it will give us a clue or an answer to what you're going through. So we went to do the ultrasound, and the sonographer did not even it did not even take her up to 2 minutes before she could figure out what was wrong. And she told me that I know what the problem is. And I was like, finally, we're going to treat this thing. Finally, I'm going to be free from this pain. Okay, so I was, in my head, I was like, so now that we know what the problem is, you guys will just start me on medication, start me on medication, and I'll be fine. Okay. So I went back to the procedure room. I went back to talk to the doctor so that she can explain to me what this was. So I asked her, and what does the results say? The ultrasound, what does it say? She said, you have gallstones. I was like, what are gallstones? What is gallstones? Because I don't know what gallstones are. So I was told that gallstones are like cholesterol stones. I don't know how to I don't know the terms to use exactly, because I'm not a medic. I just know they are stones made of cholesterol, okay? And they formed in my gallbladder. And gallbladder is a small organ, and your liver, okay, it stores bile, concentrates bile, okay, and then when you eat, it releases the concentrated bile kidogo kidogo, which helps to break down mostly the fat, the cholesterol, all of that stuff in your food, the food that you've eaten, okay. So I asked, so what is the treatment? Are you going to start me on medication right now so that I can start feeling better, or what is the way forward? The answer, she told me that I'll need, when the gallstones, like I told you, you can have a gallbladder issue, gallstones, and it is asymptomatic, so there are no symptoms, okay. But she told me, when you already have this kind of symptoms, mostly when you're already vomiting like this, it means there is nothing that they can do. It just needs surgery. There is nothing else that can be done. Even if we try and check my diet and change my diet, with it is not a guarantee that I'll be okay. Okay, so she told me the only solution is surgery. Okay, yeah. So so that night she told me, now that we've seen, because she said the gallstones were quite many. Okay, remember the gallbladder is small, so for her to say there are many, it means it is bad. She said there are many and a lot of them are big. She said something about 2 point something mm. I don't know about the measurements, but she said they were big and there are many. So she told me, with the pain that I've been going through, because that was I'd been in that hospital the entire day and the pain was not going away. So she told me she cannot send me back home. I have to be admitted. And for me to be admitted, I have to be transferred to the specialist hospital. Okay. So the ambulance came. This was the first time that I was carried in an ambulance, and from that day I actually tell people, when you hear an ambulance siren on the road, please make way, let it go, because me, I just wanted everyone to leave the road so that I can get to the hospital fast and they can start me on those drips and this pain will go away. Okay, so I was taken to the hospital for admission and I was admitted. They started me on the drips and the pain subsided. The pain actually started going away. And all of this time, remember, my baby is like 5 months, around 5 months. He was born October, so November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, May, about 7 months. Yeah, my baby is about 7 months. Okay, so we were admitted and I am there with my baby. He even developed some infection from the hospital. It was too much. It was too much. So when the pain subsided, they told me that I needed to do a CT scan. Nobody told me, nobody warned me about the cold that is in that room, that CT scan room. Oh God. I got in there and I was trembling, I was shivering. That room is cold. It traumatized me. I don't think I can ever want to go into a CT scan room. Is it the CT scan? Yes, it is the CT scan. The one they put contrast, Qualine, they put contrast and then now you are checked. Yeah, it is a CT scan. I don't think I ever want to go back to that thing. It is cold. So when the CT scan checked, it did not see clearly, but the ultrasound showed kabisa clearly that there were gallstones. The CT scan was ish. So they came the following day and told me that I needed to do an MRI. An MRI scan. And this MRI scan is not in the facility, so I have to be taken somewhere to do the MRI scan. I was scared. I was thinking, this MRI is the same as the CT scan. I was thinking, I'm going to lie in that cold room alone again. I was crying. I was actually telling them, no, me, I'm not going to do it. And then I just said, oh my God, for me just to get this treatment, for me to get this pain over and done with, I just have to go and do it. So I went, ambulance again, from the hospital to the facility I was getting the MRI done, did the MRI and came back home, and came back to the hospital, and actually the MRI was not bad. It was not cold. The room was not cold. I was not injected with anything. It was okay. That one was way better. That was the way better than CT scan. I'd prefer MRI to CT scan. So the CT scan showed that the gallstones were there and they were actually big. They were actually big and needed to be removed. Okay. So we got back to the hospital. Here I was crying. And now the doctor had to come and review my MRI scan and decide, no, not decide, review it and tell me the way forward so that I can start to decide, so that I can start making the decision of what is going to be next. So they brought the surgeon. It is the surgeon the surgeon that was going to give me this news and give me my options. Okay. So the surgeon came, looked at the results of the MRI, the CT scan, and the ultrasound, and said clearly, these stones are so big, and I will advise you that we have surgery. If possible, let us even have it today. I was like, what? No, I asked them, there is no way that I can get there is no other option. It just has to be, it just has to be surgery. And the surgeon said, it just has to be surgery because they are too big. They are too big, and even you changing, what do we call it, your diet does not guarantee that you're going to be okay. Okay, so guys, we are here now. We've received our MRI results, and we've given them to the doctor, to the surgeon, and the surgeon has given us our options. He has not given us many options. It is just one. We just have to have surgery. Okay, can we come back with the surgery story? Okay, let me just come back. Let me see you guys on the next episode while I tell you how it went down. Okay, how it went down. All right, so kindly like, share, and subscribe to this channel.